Okay, sorry about that. My ear got a little muffled, and I'm not allowed to post a video that's too long, so I figured I'd just make this into 2 segments. And if you want to continue, I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. And so I would focus on my breathing. I'd create that solid current, and when you relax your jaw, you end up breathing like autopilot. So you're breathing in and out of your mouth both simultaneously at the same time. So it creates like a steady current and allows your body to go into autopilot. And so I'm looking with my eyes closed. I'm listening to the frequencies inside of my ear. My body's completely relaxed. I'm breathing, looking, and listening. And when you're doing all those things, you're no longer in thought. So you're not thinking anymore, because you created like a machine like effect with your vessel. And after a bit of doing that, I thought in my mind, maybe I could connect that left and that right buzz, the left and the right frequencies, and bring them together and create one solid frequency within my brain, like connect the left and right hemispheres of my brain. And right when I thought that and I visualized it, right in that moment, my mind goes, and there was an electric shock inside my brain, and I'm in complete blackness, and it was a bright light that was so bright that it was like blinding inside of my consciousness. And I also saw it as like a heart monitor, where it's like boop, boop, boop. And it was just like a straight across my brain. And right in that moment, right after that happened, that's when I truly felt that my body was a machine, because all on its own, out of nowhere, my body just goes, and it was literally locking in place, like I was like a transformer. Like my body was just going locking. And all of a sudden I was like this block. And also in that process, I start to feel an exterior spin of myself. And that happened with the current of the breathing. And so I'm feeling an outside of myself spinning, but I also have an inside, which is, it's really weird, because I had never experienced anything like that before. But the goal is to not try to evaluate what's happening and just feel it happening. And I also had this mantra, which is just let go. And so I would say, just let go, just let go, just let go. And as I'm doing that, I'm feeling it with my heart. And every time my heart pulses out, the spin of my exterior starts to get faster and faster and faster. And my body's completely locked in place. And all of a sudden, it felt like someone took a bucket of warm water and just poured it up my spine. And so I'm sitting on the chair, and all of a sudden I feel this warmth just fill up my back. It's literally like someone poured hot tub water just through me. And all of a sudden it feels like someone had 2 hands and they're going up my back like this. Like it actually scared me in the moment, because it literally felt like someone was actually touching my back with heat as it's going up my back. And it's coming up my back. And so this whole time, I'm just like, just let go, just let go. Like trying not to evaluate what's happening. Because as soon as you start to think, you put your consciousness into thought, and you're no longer in that present moment, just letting it happen. Because the more you try to do it, the more you create resistance. And then the fountain ends up slowing down, and it doesn't end up coming. So it's just to just feel it and feel it. And I'm like, just let go, just let go, just let go. I'm not saying it out loud. I'm saying it in my mind. And all of a sudden that fountain hits my top, and all of a sudden my eyes go, and I open my eyes, but it wasn't my eyes. And all of a sudden I wasn't in my reality at all anymore. I had no front, I had no back, I had no top, I had no bottom. I had no connection to Travis in any way, shape, or form. I was the infinite blackness of space, and I was all the planets inside of it. And when I was that, I wasn't thinking about who Travis was. I wasn't thinking about my family. I wasn't thinking about anything. There was no thought. I was just the expansion of everything. I had no body. I had no base. I had no core. I was just this everything. And I was this infinite for a zillion years. I was there for eternity. There was no beginning and there was no end. I was just this fountain that always was in existence. And I was just everything forever. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the blackness of space, it was like a holographic book had just come floating into my vision. And it was just like it was floating out of nothing and exiting into nothing. But it was like it was literally like a holographic book that had like TV screens, And each of these TV screens, one would come out, and right when I'd see it, I saw like a man, his wife, their daughter, their dog, all in the front of their house, and I knew every single detail about every single one of them. I had never seen these people before in my entire life. I didn't connect them with the experience of Travis because Travis didn't exist. I was just seeing these people. I knew everything about them because I was them, and I felt them. I knew them, and then it would go on to the next image, and another image would come out, and I'd see another person doing their life. It was like I was watching timelines of people in their life and watching them just living their life. They had no idea that I was watching them, but I saw them. I knew every detail about them, and then they'd go on. And the way that time worked in that space is that those images were like, they were flying through so fast. But at the same time, as each image would come out, I had enough time to process it. So like time was really fast, but it was really slow at the same time. And I'm just flying through these experiences of people in their lives, knowing everything about it, not even thinking about any sort of connection with them. I was just seeing it, observing it, knowing it, and it was going on. And this is all as conscious as day, 100% sober meditation. I had no substance in me at all. This is all through just pure natural mind.